Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at two new DC Super Friends Imaginext sets. We have Lobo and Motorcycle and Harley Quinn and Black Mask. So I feel like there's been a drought on new Imaginext stuff for a really long time. I've still never found Series 11 blind bags, but I know that we've gotten up to 12 by now. I think I found 12 somewhere. In any case, I have not been finding Imaginext stuff for the longest time, and then I randomly saw that these were out. I went to Walmart, they actually had them, so I grabbed them. It's about a month ago at this point. I think it was a little before Christmas when I actually found them, but just getting around to taking a look at them now. Actually, I think this set might be partially inspired by that new Birds of Prey movie that Harley's in, because I think Black Mask is the villain in that, played by Ewan McGregor. And they had a new trailer for that, and that kind of reminded me, oh hey, don't I have Imaginext toys of those characters? I should go find them and review them for you guys. So it's pretty cool that they're actually doing some new stuff. So this is the only new 2-pack that I know of. I think actually that might not be true. There might be like another Killer Croc that comes with a gator, and it's just other characters that I feel like we've had before. I think they've reissued that Batman and Firefly 2-pack that we've seen for a while now. You can see that there's not really anyone else new or exciting in this group shot up top here. So there's only a few new figures or characters kind of trickled in with existing, repacks, basically just kind of a case refresh with a couple new sets here or there. Mostly stuff we've already seen. But the Lobo and Motorcycle I was really excited for because I love Lobo. I mean, he's going to be comically small on this massive motorcycle, but it has a little action button here which makes the wings flip down, which is kind of neat. And I guess the dog is supposed to ride inside the back wheel, so a spot for dog. There you go. Also, they do have some of the new Toy Story stuff I've seen around. This new like underwater shark theme I see at Walmart's sometimes, but really hit or miss. Like, I don't know, Target is not really getting new Imaginext stuff. Walmart is very hit or miss. I feel like Kohl's is probably your best chance if you're looking for new Imaginext stuff. That seems to be where I'm seeing most of it, because I think there's some new Scooby-Doo stuff as well. I've kind of, like, I never loved Scooby-Doo that much to keep up with getting everyone. I had a few in the beginning, but I've kind of moved on from Scooby-Doo, but there is some new Scooby-Doo sets as well. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here we go. Here are the figures out of the packaging. We'll start over here with Lobo, probably the one I'm most excited for. He looks good. I think they did a nice job with his detailing. The paint on the face looks really nice. He's got the crazy chains and everything around the wrists and his belt. So very cool. I think they did a pretty good job with him. He's got standard articulation for an Imaginext figure. Shoulders, wrists, bend at the waist. And then he comes with a little dog. I believe this is a bulldog. I'm not a dog person, so don't quote me. But he has no articulation whatsoever. He is just one solid figure. He does have 2 peg holes, though, in his front paws, which we'll see come into play a little bit later on. But yeah, I mean, he's cool. But I think Lobo looks pretty good. The other 2-pack over here, we have Black Mask. Nice detailing. I think he looks really, really cool. I like that quite a bit. And I like his white suit. I feel like if you wanted to try to kit bash a custom or something for like Mr. Negative or something for Spider-Man, I think this would be a good figure to do that, because really all you have to do is swap out the head. Otherwise, I think he looks pretty good. Little scuff mark there on the back of mine, but I can fix that. But yeah, again, standard articulation. Shoulder, wrist swivel, 90 degrees at the waist. But he looks really cool. I love the head sculpt. The black skeleton head is really, really cool. I like that a lot. Here we have kind of a new version of Harley Quinn. She has some roller skates. Still have peg holes in the bottom. She comes with this bat with the 2 X's and the weird smiley face, which is kind of cool. Nice paint there on the head. I like that she has the pink and the blue on the pigtails there. She has standard articulation as well. Although I have to say, to get her legs to bend at the waist, you can see that there was some, like, I guess the paint probably went into the joint and kind of sealed it shut, so I had to kind of break the paint to get it to move. Luckily nothing snapped or broke on the figure, but she looks pretty cool. Definitely feels like a movie-inspired Harley Quinn in my opinion, but I could be wrong. So putting those two figures aside, we'll get into how Lobo's motorcycle works. Harley Quinn is very kind of front heavy when she's holding the bat, so it's hard to get her to stand. But all right, moving on to the motorcycle. We'll take the figures out of the way just for a moment so we can see. Yep, Harley just fell over. So it has one huge wheel in the back and one tiny wheel in the front. As it moves along, the skull in the front chomps, which I think is kind of neat. And it's literally just, there's a, you know, a longer piece of plastic that as it spins around, it hits a tab, which just kind of makes this flop open and closed. But I think it works pretty well. It's a fun little effect. I like it quite a bit. The only unfortunate thing is you can see here on the wings, it says made in China, real huge on both sides. Not really anything you can do to escape that. If you hit this little Imaginext button here on the side, the wings flip down, and you get kind of a glide or jet mode. I mean, as much as a motorcycle, it just has wings flop down, could make it aerodynamic. But you can see how there's a tiny little peg on the inside there. That is for Dog. So you put him in here and you peg him onto that peg. And then that's where he rides around on the inside of the wheel. But luckily he does peg in, so it's not like, you know, he stays in pretty well. He's not going to go flopping around. And then you close this back up. Now the weird thing about this, if you would like close up the one, oh, now it's going to do it. Earlier, like the one wouldn't stick. I thought it was dependent. Now, okay, no, never mind, because it's not doing it anymore. Before, for whatever reason, it was only like if this one was up, it wouldn't let me, this one wouldn't stick. But now it's doing it, so good. I'm glad. I'd rather it work like that. And then you just go ahead and you just pop him right on there. If you would like to rotate his hands around so that he's actually holding the handlebars, you can certainly do so. There you go. He is on the motorcycle with the dog. And then, whoop. So there you go. I think it's cool. I think the motorcycle is definitely probably way larger than it needs to be, but I get it. They have a price point that they're trying to meet, so they make vehicles as, you know, a certain size. I do kind of wish that there were some extra pegs on these wings, because I feel like it would be cool to have like other characters that could kind of ride around on the wing when he has the wings down. I mean, they can kind of balance, as you can see, but it would be nice if they kind of pegged in, since they have those giant peg holes on their feet. Maybe I guess they just thought if they had those... The peg holes are much larger than I remember. I don't remember Imaginext figures peg holes being that huge, but I guess they are. I guess if the pegs were that big, they might get in the way. So I guess I can understand why they weren't included, but just an idea I had. But yeah, so I think the 2-pack is neat. I think it's a pretty cool version of Harley Quinn. I like her with the roller skates. But holding the bat makes her want to fall forward very much. So it's all about just kind of distributing the weight evenly. Black mask, very, very cool. And I think the Lobo set, if I had to pick out of the two, I think the Lobo set's probably a little bit better. Just you get a vehicle, you get the little dog. Lobo looks really cool. Motorcycle's neat. I like Harley Quinn a lot as a character. I just feel like we've had several versions of Harley Quinn already. And this is the first black mask, so that's why I was kind of more excited to pick him up, just because we haven't had a black mask before. Not to say I don't like this version of Harley, I totally do. I just, you know, when you're getting on your... It's like Batman. Like, we don't really need that many more Batman. We have so many Batman. Give us more characters we haven't had yet. But I get it, Batman sells, so it's kind of that weird line where you have to use the characters that sell but not oversaturate the market with that character. It's a weird line to tread, but in any case, I think these sets are pretty cool. So well, like I said, Walmart or Kohl's I think is probably your best bet if you're looking for these. I believe this set was $14.99 and I believe that was $5.99 at Walmart, so that's about right. Sometimes you can get these for $12.99 depending on where you find them. Actually, maybe this was $12.99. I don't know. Either $12.99 or $14.99, depending on where you find it. Should be about retail for that. And really $5.99, $6.99 again, depending on where you find it. Toys R Us used to have them at $7.99, so it really just depends where you find them. But yeah, two pretty cool sets. That's going to do it for this video. Please like, share, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.